on my way to Vandenberg Surf Almere, as they have the AceAir by Starboard for me. Well, that extra volume is absolutely nice. There's not too much wind and it's nice to be floating out onto the wind line. It's quite a slim board, long board. It's not that long, but it's I think it's just over 2 meters length. Okay. It flies! Fly like an eagle. I got up on the foil. That's one thing. Get up in the air. That's another thing. But it works. Let's see how it handles speed. Okay, don't ride too high on the coil. Okay, let's slow it down and get back onto the foil. One thing I also like is that this board doesn't catch that much as soon as you hit the water. That means that you can slow it down quietly without tripping over the board, completely coming to a stop immediately after you touch down, usually resulting in a big crash. And now let's get up back to speed. Let's pump it a bit, point it off the wind. Get that nose. Get oh, that's not bad. Because your foil is directly mounted onto that carbon plate on which you're standing, the feeling and steering is very direct. This way of constructing inflatable boards is absolutely the way to go. So let's pump it. All the energy you put into that carbon plate will go into the foil. That means that you can pump it. And of course, jump it. Now I know that the foil mast is effectively about 10-15 centimeters shorter than normal. Let's push it for some speed. Now you absolutely can appreciate the control you get by having that carbon plate directly onto your foil. I can feel the little bit of extra swing weight due to its length and the weight, but it isn't very much and it doesn't bother me. And I love how it handles those rail dips. Overall, you've got a pretty long downwind board in a small packable package, which is very direct in its control. Okay, it's a bit more heavy, but the AceAir surprised me in a positive way. the starboard windsurfing wasn't that a big success, I think. As soon as you hit some chop, it had some trouble maintaining its speed. But then again, with the foil, you don't need that much speed. And as soon as you've got a little speed, the foil lifts you out of the water and the drag reduces anyway. The slimness of the board helps absolutely in getting up to speed as well. It's just a downwind board. Pretty amazing. That low light at the end of the day. Just imagine yourself cruising around on your holiday destination. And as you can see, there's nobody else around. The wind forecast was pretty lousy for tonight. I just got a bit lucky, but the board also helped quite a bit. I didn't expect this inflatable board to be this good.
That was quite an interesting session with this banana. It is pretty slim in the tail and in the front. It has a good water release, it has sharp edges, it has a carbon plate which gives you a direct feel as the foil is directly mounted to that plate on which you're standing. This carbon plate stretches all the way up to the front straps. So where you're standing is where the carbon plate is. So that gives you an extremely direct feel, especially as the foil is completely sunken into the board directly onto your back foot. I never expected that this board would have such a great water release. It's so easy to get onto the foil with this board. It's an inflatable, guys, don't forget that. And if you look at the bottom shape, of course it isn't that much, it's just flat, and it has some kind of donut in it to make sure that you have a bit of a flat area over here. It doesn't look special, but it feels great. For today I used my F4 1050 front wing combined with a 228 back wing and an aluminum mast, so nothing really special. And it was so easy to get onto the foil. When you point it off the wind, you immediately feel that it gets a bit of acceleration. As soon as the acceleration kicks in, of course the board will get a bit of lift and will be lifted out of the water. As it is a rubber board, you will feel the swing weight a bit as it's more heavy than a carbon board. The length is 7 foot 8 inches, so it's pretty long, and 22 inches wide, so it's not that wide. And as the board is also quite thick, you feel that it's slim and wide, as it's a little bit more wobbly than the beginner's boards. So I wouldn't recommend it for the beginners, but as soon as you can do a jibe and you want a downwind board, you have an inflatable package and a 7 foot 8 inches long downwind board, which you can just pack when you go on your holiday. I had a lot of fun this evening and I was a bit skeptic. I have the Starboard Airplane windsurf board, the 242, and that one is really nice as long as you stay on perfectly flat water, but as soon as you will hit the chop, your fun will be spoiled. The inflatable boards are just a lot better with a foil. One downside normally of the inflatable board is that they really catch, they really bite once you touch the water. This board with its tiny needle nose and tiny needle tail doesn't catch at all. It just continues gliding and gets you up riding immediately. Looking at the board itself, it has the regular inflation valve that you'll see in subs. Of course, a mounting point for your leash. I like the straps, they are really comfy and soft. I love it, and there is something special about it. You can see these curved edges, but it is like you have a concave deck on the sides, but in the middle it's a bit domed. Do you like a domed deck? Stay in the middle. Do you like the concave deck? You can stand more to the side to get that more direct feel. I really do hope you liked this test of the Starboard AceAir. If you did, of course, please leave a like and don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel of the Windsurf Coach so you don't have to miss out on any of the wind action. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time. I will see you on the water.